Hi guys, how's it going? Belfast, boxing, and blues. Yeah. Yeah, just gonna do a quick video. Some music stuff. Turn that guitar down. Hey, we are going to play on some backing tracks. Going to play some lead guitar and some blues backing tracks and one or two jazz numbers. And we may attempt, before we jump on the jazz backing tracks, we may attempt to go through two separate jazz standards, have a look at the chords, have a look at the basic melody that goes over those, and how that relates to it in terms of chord tones, where it is in the scale, things like that. Um, shifts of the total center, all of that sort of thing. We'll have a look at it. I'm not an expert at that stuff. I'm really trying to learn it, so it it helps if I do a video on it. Then I can get something out of it, and hopefully you can too. So that's what we're gonna do, and yeah, once we've had a little done that foundational work on it, we've looked at a few of our moves. We'll stick on the backing track and see if we can do it in real time. I find that to be very difficult. I usually just have to revert to my old moves and use my ear and try to hopefully, if the tonal center, there's a key change or something like that, you could, you might hit a wrong note, but just slip to the next one very quickly. Hopefully nobody will notice. So it'll be a good way to look at the difference in playing on a blues, which is three chords, and you more or less have one or two scales. You can employ sort of jazzy ideas and techniques on top of that to give you a bit more sophistication, and where the line is in terms of taste, and going overboard and making it too jazzy or too technical sometimes, and really trying to find that nice meeting point between your technique, your theory, your knowledge, your musicality. Making it sound good. Just getting your techniques and stuff to a point where they're employed in the service of making the whole thing sound musical and great. It's a minefield, man. It's difficult. You're back and forth all the time. We never really get it right. Maybe once in a while you get it right, that magic moment, and it's beautiful. But it is transitory, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, before we get on to that, I'll talk a little bit about boxing, because why not? Before we get on to the main bit, so let's see what the old boxing news has for us. As usual, I say this every time, I have been consuming the content um, relentlessly. Carl Froch is back on the scene with his wee mate, True Geordie, Brian. I think that's his name, Brian. So them guys must be quite pally if Froch is on a first name basis with him. But I think every time True Geordie spoke to him, he had to call him Carl Froch. He had to give him the full name, Carl Froch, four-time world champion, etc., etc. But it was quite interesting. It's quite a good little chat. Veered off in all sorts of interesting directions. Obviously, True Geordie had interviewed David Icke, and that's sort of Carl's wheelhouse, isn't it? Actually, I'm saying Carl as if I'm a first name terms with him, but I don't know this guy, obviously. I just watch his videos. Well, Carl Froch was all up in that David Icke stuff. I think David Icke should be the next guest on the Carl Froch on Fighting. I think that would be great. I think it would get to a point where Carl Froch was freaking David Icke out. He starts talking about all this Matrix stuff and the flat earth and what else have you, but each to their own, isn't it? Froch ain't the worst, He did. It seemed to be a wee bit of a jab at the transgenders at some point, which he's talking about bearded women with certain appendages, So I had to wonder what sort of areas of Pornhub Carl Froch is getting into. And True Geordie, well, we'll not even go there, mate. We'll not even go there. But like I say, each to their own. Each to their own. Do you like Carl Froch, man? He's really stepping it up with his content. He's getting all these guests in. It's not just boxing that he's covering now. He's doing a bit of everything. I actually felt a bit like George Groves when I was sitting watching it because I had been I picked this book up in Tesco the other day, and Frotch was talking away, like, and getting into it, and you could see as well, like, you're seeing the build up to fights when Carl Frotch is really he's really serious, like, and he's talking, he's going, you hear him gritting his teeth, and it's like he's trying to remain calm, but you see that he is ready to go to the cobbles, like, he is ready to go to the cobblestones, he's gonna go to the mattresses, him and Tree Geordie, and he's gonna batter him. But I think it was all quite respectful. True Geordie's really knowledgeable. He's like, he knows everything. It's like he must do so much research. The guy's an incredible knowledge. He's very good. But no, it was good. It was good to see. Now, good to see. What else? They had the second conference for Haney Garcia, didn't they? I missed that. By the way, I'm sick today. I'm like proper sick. I've been sick for about 2 weeks. I keep thinking I'm kicked it. I have one day where I feel great, and then I wake up the next morning and I'm destroyed again. So but today I'm particularly sick and just a little bit weak and stuff, and I'm going easy. I had some porridge. Like a true fighting man. I had some porridge and some honey and stuff, and yeah, I don't have a whole lot of energy, so I'll probably just sit back and play guitar for half an hour, But hopefully we can learn something from it, I do realise with these music breakdown videos, sometimes I get very anxious. It's like I'm trying to explain all this stuff, and yeah, it's hard to watch yourself back, but for me anyway, at this stage, it's necessary in order that I can see where I've gone wrong and what I can improve on, what I did right and stuff like that. So that my millions of viewers across the globe can get the right product. We're starting to see a slight rise in the numbers. And interest is building slowly but surely. I'm sure once we get all technically up. And I've seen what do you call the guy? The knowledge, yeah. Spencer Fearon. Yeah, he was saying it's not about how many followers you have, it's who's following you, yeah. And if you got the right people following you, then you must be doing something right or something very wrong. Yeah, imitation, sincerest form of flattery. You know what they say. That's why I stole Ty and Boo's blueprint. Yeah, I was talking about him the other day. He's got a fight coming up. Like I've said it a few times. Like he's the daddy. Like he's the funniest boxing YouTuber there is. Like he's a genius. He's a big ass genius, man. Like he's a genius in that he's funny, but he's got these little lessons and stuff sewn in. But it's so weird because he comes across as like a real degenerate, but at the same time he's teaching you all this stuff. It's like, okay, this is strange. But I pretty much just stole his blueprint and did it in an ordinary accent. And I'm probably a bit more fruitier than what he would allow for, but you know what, you have to be yourself too, don't you? So, and I think the whole transgenders thing would seem to really intrigue Carl Frotch. Started when he asked, what is the way to your heart? This was a very sincere question that he asked Brian Tree Geordie, and Tree Geordie was like femininity. I was like, right. Actually, I think he said food, which was alright. Like, and then he's a big guy. He likes his food, man. He doesn't. But he says he likes a feminine woman. He likes the traditional woman, the old school woman. Carl Frotch started talking about beards and, like I say, all this other stuff. And when he said that, I couldn't stop thinking about. Did you ever see that show Ringside? And like we know, Carl Frotch is obsessed with Joe Calzaghe, but the two of them were in the ring. And like Carl Frost was sort of like wearing this tight t-shirt, and they were just looking at each other. And Carl Froch was sort of, I couldn't stop thinking about this when he mentioned the beards and all of that. He was just looking Calzaghe up and down. He looks tasty in his uniform. Yeah, but porno laughs are not funny. He knows that. So sometimes we slip up. Sometimes we slip up. So yeah, I mean, like he's chasing that Jake Paul fight. He's always chasing something, and they never come to fruition. It's like the time he was talking about Triple G. He came out with a photograph, too big, too strong. Fair enough. That would have been a good fight. That would have been a great fight. At that stage in Froch's career, it probably would have been hard on him, but a prime Carl Froch against an aging Triple G, that might have been interesting, right? And then there was Conor McGregor. He was trying to get something to go with Conor McGregor, and yeah, on the cobbles, whatever it might have been. And now it's Jake Paul, and he really goes to town on Jake Paul. Like he actually, I think he really dislikes the guy. He's like, he doesn't hold back at all. But here, that fight could happen. That fight could happen. I think True Jordy made the point. It's like, you know, you've been out of the ring for a while, so I suppose there's some intrigue, and if it was built up, you know, it could happen. You know, I made the point just the other day that people seem to respect Jake Paul a whole lot more. Like, people in boxing give him a whole lot more credit, at least among the influencer boxing scene. But Carl Froch has no such. There's no, you know, Carl Froch and humility, they don't exist in the same room, you know. He just decimated Jake Paul, like, took him apart, you know, verbally and psychologically, yeah. So, hopefully we get to see that fight this year. That would be good, wouldn't it? So, yeah, like I say, I didn't get seeing the Ryan Garcia Haney Los Angeles press conference. I heard it was quite crazy. I can actually see a picture of Garcia right now. He's looking crazy. You know, he's doing his hair up with moisturizing cream and all sorts of crazy stuff. He's a crazy guy. And you know, they're talking about how he's smoking the old doobie, you know, and you know. Because Frochie will quite happily say, that's what I think of your punch selection. Yes, his brother may have hit the old copper. He may have ironed out the odd dosser. Can you fuck off and leave me alone for a minute? Oh, we love Carl Froch, don't we? Look, guys, before we get lost in all of this Carl Froch adulation, we're going to get stuck in. Right, we're going to play just a couple of blues backing tracks, and I'm going to fart about it a bit. And we might pause in the middle of it, and I can say, oh, did you see what I did there? Wasn't that clever? You know. But really, I will try to say, look, did you see I'm running out of ideas there, right? So I changed it up and did something different, and these are things that we can do. Sometimes these little simple moves are better. And hopefully the volume works out alright with us, but let's just go for it. Don't look out of the road, man. So we're phrasing here. Gap. 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 Ah. Ah. Play around some chord tones, right? A7. A bit more juice on it. Bit too loud, maybe. Alright, so you get the idea there. I mean, nothing overly special going on, just a guy bluffing along on the guitar. You know, I don't know what there is really to learn from that. Let's try and do another one, and then maybe we can move on to the jazz stuff, because, like I say, that if you're watching this, that's probably stuff that you already know. We'll do one more. Oh, minor. This one's an A, right? A minor. So, I mean, typically then in A minor we're going to use the minor pentatonic. And we can use the blues scale as well. Let's see if we can do something here. try and honk a little bit. We can also use the minor scale here, right? So we get a few extra notes, let's see. We're going to use this scale first. Right. We'll go right from the bottom to the top. Now those sort of the incidental notes that aren't in the pentatonic scale, you want to sort of be firing them in the right places. That one, for instance, that's the minor third of that chord, your 4 chord, which is a D minor in this key. You know, so you can work that in little phrases this night. I think that's a major chord there, so you could try and play a major scale on top of that. You can build your own little scales, and the chord tones are there, and you've got connecting tones. You can really hit anything as long as you do with enough. If you have enough of a knack on you, you can get away with a lot of stuff. You can sort of go like. You get stuck in it, you get dug into it, you get a lot more action. I just got this fixed, it shouldn't be cutting out there. I should be able to get 3 notes in there. No good, man. Play it quiet now. Lullaby, right? Bring it down. You pissed off your woman, right? She's not talking to you. So you gotta whisper, you gotta play it cool, you gotta come on and apologize. So E sweep. Working in that bend. It's not a move I do too often, so I'm messing it up. Again and again. Something like that. You know, you can go for the full. Or you can that's a sweep. You can alternate pick it. It'd be easier if you to mix up the pattern then and pick out whatever notes you want. try this move now. Right. Blues scale slash pentatonic slash minor scale, the 5th fret for 1 chord. Right, it's a 4th up to a 5th that bend, right? 7th fret. That's from the 7th up to a root 8th fret, right? Now we're gonna come up to the 10th fret, which is where your D minor chord is. Use all them same licks again. Back down to the 5th. 5th fret, that is on the 1 chord. Keep up to the top. You know what I'm saying? It's your speed in the right hand. If you're practicing that every day, you get your speed up so you can do little, you know, and you can do articulated things. You can play like. Right, let's say you're doing a chromatic thing. Rather than going. You mix up the rhythm and you mix up the articulation. Each note you pick a little different, and that gives it more flavour and character. Like I say, this is just how I play. I'm not saying this is the only way to play, or that like I am some master of the fucking shit. This is just how I do it. There's many great guitar players out there, you know what I mean, man? And some of you already know this stuff anyway. We all do it naturally. It's good to think about it sometimes. Squares. And there basically you're just taking the scale shapes, right? I mean, if you take a minor pentatonic, that end of it's just 1 bar. The next one's this. So if you get used to your fingers going, you know, you're not having to go like, you know, you play all over the pads of your fingers. That means when you go to do little moves like that, they're much more accessible, yeah? And sometimes you can just play around with percussiveness. It doesn't really matter what note you're hitting. You think of Eddie Van Halen. It's just about the... You got those moves there. I don't use them a lot, but they're really good. They're not that hard to do, and you get a real fiery sound, like a Roy Buchanan type thing. It's good to have a nice mix of all those different sort of dynamics you can go for, rather than getting stuck in your own little style, doing the same thing again and again. Especially if you're playing a 10-minute tune, a blues song, you want to be able to come in and out of different phases and stuff to keep everybody interested, to keep yourself interested, and to keep the listener interested, you know. That's the basic idea with that. yeah, like we'll have a quick look at a few of these jazz ones now. I don't want to make this overly long. I know my my videos are always really long. Like to see the hand shaking. But I want to try and shorten this up just a wee bit. So let's see. What is this one? A bit slower than the one I've been playing. Oh, this is lovely and slow. So this is Misty, right? And Misty goes something like this. It's in E flat, right? Starts with an E flat major 7th chord. So it's like, look at me, I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree. So, the melody is made up of little arpeggiated things. There's a lot of chord tone action going on. It's not just straight up and down the scale. And typically that's what you'll find in jazz. And probably that's what sort of separates it from a lot of other music, is that the melodies and the playing, there's a lot of arpeggio stuff in it. I mean, there's more to it than that, but that's certainly one of the things. So, yeah. Look at me, I'm so that there is, right. So that's 5th, 3rd, major 7, right, of that chord. And it goes da da da, goes into that B flat minor 7. It goes root, 2nd, 3rd, and then na, na, na. That would be the 9th of that B7, or if we're playing this, it would be the major 7 if we're back on that E flat chord, which by this time has become a flat 7. So I mean, it doesn't always, the note doesn't always allocate directly to the chord either, which I suppose is interesting too if you have a note that sounds that is outside of the chord or outside of the sort of intended harmony, let's say. Then there's a little jump out. You hear that note and you go, oh, shit. What does that mean? You know? So, look at me. Almost look at me. Almost helpless as a kitten. It goes to this A flat major 7, right? And that's. So I thought that was part of like a fucking C minor chord, but it's an A flat major 7. So it's like, if you look at it like that, I mean it's basically, what is it? Right here it's major 7, 5th and 3rd. If you stick that on top, and you can see that major 7 shape, you know, say like a C major 7 chord down here. So when you're working these little things out, you find out where it slots in. It helps you understand more as you go. You say, I'm not a jazz musician per se, or you know, in any way. Like I can't call myself that. I'd like to. I can play a little bit, and I'm trying to get better. So, like I say, this is kind of helpful for me too. I think what I figured out is, if you do put in the time of this, work out what the melodies are, work out where the shifts and you know, key changes and shifts in tonal center and the strange chord changes are, where you have to slip out of whatever scale you're in. You know, play around the melody, and then when those things come, you have specific moves. You have a plan of action. You go, okay, I know what's going on when that shift happens, and so I know that I had to be prepared to play something meaningful, something that outlines the change, and you know, therefore I'll not be called out when that happens. I'll be there going, oh, or I'll hit the one note you shouldn't hit, you know. So anyway. next up is a. So when it hits this chord, it goes. Alright, so that's in this chord. If we take the notes from it being an A flat chord, right? Oh, hang on, there might be some post. Give me a wee second, guys. One second. What kind of YouTube video is that where somebody just gets up and leaves the room? Who cares, man? Not me, not really. So yeah, so we go here. Ba ba da ba da ba da 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 da. So it goes 1, 2, 3, major third. 1, 2, 3, first, second, third, fourth. Oh, second, third, fifth, sixth, major sixth, and then it goes. That changes it. So that's a ninth. That's a ninth on that A flat major 7, minor 7, I should say. You know, that's a, you could make that a D9 if you wanted this, that D flat 9. With that on top of it, which is like a major 7 of whatever, you know, whatever one, you know. Yeah, so that's goes from C minor, relative minor, and F minor 7 to B flat 7. So it goes. I can't understand. I get misty just holding your. The next couple of chords sort of make it a bit more confusing, I suppose. You see those chords typically in jazz. Yeah, a couple of two fives, 2 5 1s, or whatever they call that. Supposedly they're everywhere in jazz music. And that G minor and C is certainly a little bit unsuspected for me, anyway. So. There's strings and stuff going on there. Yeah, I think this was done by Earl Garner. He's an amazing jazz pianist. I got a record of him upstairs. He's pretty cool. He's a nice player, very original. So yeah, that happens a couple of times, and then it goes into this second bit. You can say that you're leaving. I freaked that up. You can say that you're leaving me. You can say that. You can say that. You can say that you're leaving. There's a shift in tonal center there. It goes like that. It gets quite complicated here. I don't know exactly what it is, but let's see if we can figure it out, right? It goes, you can't say that you're leading me on. B flat minor 7, then a B flat 7 flat 9. 1, that's just what I want, but I know. That note, that flat 9 is in the melody there, so. I want you to do. It really sticks in that. It's a couple of bars of that A flat major 7, right? Don't you notice? Alright, so this is really crazy. It goes from that A flat major 7 into. Oh, lately I'm lost. Helplessly I'm lost. That's what. My God. Don't you notice how hopefully I'm lost? That's why I'm That's why I'm following. I'm quite confused by that. I'm not sure if I got that right. I don't think I have. But yeah. That's why I'm following you. Okay, alright, well, we're getting there. So, like, that's a basic run through of the A section and the B section. In the song, there's 2 verses, 2 A sections, and a chorus, and then a 3rd verse. So let's run it through here for a few minutes and see if we can make something happen. We might make a right Olix of it, but hopefully it'll be okay. Let's just see. Hopefully it's loud enough that we can hear it. such a bad little playthrough. All in all, I did manage to get the melody and stuff. That's something that I would have to work at very long and very hard. And yeah, maybe that's something for me to do, and to come back and to be able to play the melody right through on guitar and know where the chords are by ear, and following that, build my own melodic ideas of the melody and sort of develop sort of soloing ideas from there. What I just did was more noodling, using my ear with the familiarity by ear that I've developed with this tune, which I've been playing for quite a while. So look, we'll stick on this other one, which is another one I'm quite familiar with, and it's Loverman, a Loverman baby, with I'm not sure who wrote Loverman. It might be one of these ones done by I don't know, one of these guys. What do they call those dudes? Those Irving Berlins. I don't know, but do you know what? Let's see. Hopefully this won't be too. Get a little bit lost here. Really should have done the breakdown first. We'll do that in a wee minute. Let's see how we get on here. Just throw in some little blues to listen to how far we get. Okay. D minor, D minor, G7, G minor, C7, again, F7, B7, I realised I had the wrong changes for this. I was playing B flat minor, E flat minor, and rather than A flat minor, D flat minor. But we're gonna work it out, man. I'm gonna explain what all of this means as best as I can, and we can make something happen, you know. Right, where are we? We're gonna leave that. I mean, so basically the tune, the way I play it is the G7, right? I don't know why, but I feel so sad. I long to try something I never had no kisses. Oh, what we've been missing. Loving man, oh, where can you be? And I was just thinking about the song in my head earlier, and I was thinking, what would be if it was played real slow and had all the time in the world? What would I do there? So, glung 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 glung. So let's see. That all on one string, but we can try and do a slide into notes to give it a little bit more articulation and depth and that real old jazz sound. But the guys were playing a million notes, but the notes that they played, it's not like in a blues, you know, where you just, or a rock, where you just pick the note anyway. Each note you've got to really make it some sort of articulation or accenting on it, you know, so. So that's for the D minor G part. The next part is, you know, which I always find weird. It goes from G7 to G minor all of a sudden. There's a little switch there, modulation or whatever it is, you know. G minor 7 to C7. So it's the same thing up here, up a fourth, right? So you might, it's sort of like a trickle effect, you know, when you hear those. It hits the F flat 7 sharp 9 chord. We're over here. I was always just hitting an F7 there. It's got an F7 here, and an earlier thing I see. That sharp 9 really makes it. Never had no kisses. Melody over that part, yeah, so it's like never had no kisses. Oh, what we've been missing. Lover man, oh, where can you be? Gets to this other little middle part, it goes up to A minor. It's like a little line cliche. Line, glung, glung, glung. Glung, 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 glung. That way. I'm just going to do it again here shortly. Now, I was playing this part as here it has it notated as, let's get this right. Beep beep, dee da da dee da. So I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't really matter that much, you know. In jazz, you'll get this. You know, you get your changes that are there and that are solid, and then you get other ones where there's interpretation and stuff. And, yeah, there's more than one way to skin the cat, baby. Yeah, so I mean, right. Let's see if we can do it on the thing. If we can slow it down a little bit, then I can get extra greasy. Let's see. Subtitles off only. Let's see. We'll go to this other one. Loverman backing track. Playback speed. Quite slow already. Well, how about we go here? See, here we go. Alright, guys. That seems like it's not a bad bit of work there. Some jazzy progress. For me, at least, if not for you. And, do you know what? That's some time well spent. And, certainly, at least we seem to have struck upon a formula for improving, or at least like a gateway. This is like an entryway into learning how to solo over jazz changes. Because I know it's something that it's not just me that has trouble with that. Because I mean, you can do stuff all day over blues and country and rock and pop and even soul stuff and funk and stuff like that. And once it gets to jazz, it's like, oh my god, there's other stuff going on here. I don't know what to do. And I think very commonly the sort of attitude that we take is, oh, I just can't do that. You know, I don't have that kind of mind or whatever. Maybe there's some truth to that, I don't really know, but I think if you approach these things right, then you can start to make inroads, and if you're really dedicated to something that you'd like to be able to do. I mean, me, I like to play all kinds of music. I don't think I could be an out-and-out jazz player, but I like to play a little bit of it, you know, so I just a couple of standards at a time, you know. I've got the rest of my life to learn this stuff. Like, I could take up jazz professionally at age 60, so if I do one standard a year, yeah, I should be alright. But yeah, just a familiarity with the tune, and if you enjoy it, and then, you know, getting around the chords, learn what the melody is, and then take it from there, and just develop it all right. You know, could be the way to go, could be the way to go. And as for the blues stuff, you know, just get stuck in. A lot of playing music I find is like almost like channeling, you know, when you're in the zone, you start to do things that normally otherwise you wouldn't do. So, I mean, try not to get disheartened. Sometimes you warm into a gig, or even just a jam session, or even just if you're practicing in the house, and to begin with, you'd be like, oh, fuck, nothing's happening for me today, you know, I'm hitting the notes, but it's not quite pinging, you know. Just stick with it, you know, and try different things. Try to challenge yourself. If you feel like things are getting a bit stale, push yourself to move in a different direction, you know, or to think differently about it. Suddenly you'll be going bing a bang bang, you'll be hitting all those magic notes, you know. We all do it, so you know, us guitar players or whatever instrument it is that you play, or if you're a singer, you know, just applies, doesn't it? It just applies. But look, guys, I mean, I'm gonna be torturing people by doing so many of these videos, but I don't care. I have to do it. It's part of my it's part of my thing. So anyway, like, there wasn't too much boxing to be spoke about here apart from Carl Froch, but boxing, Belfast, and blues. I can't, you know what I mean? Like, why would you take any sort of instruction or lessons from a guy? I can't even remember the name of his own channel. Well, anyway, guys, have yourselves a lovely afternoon and a nice weekend too. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.